So that's what, now people who don't know you, ladies and gentlemen, introduce yourself, number one, because, I want, this is like in my opinion, a first date. Because sometimes I don't like to go on too much information, biographies and things like that.
It's like just enough information.
I want to know what the hell is going on with.
So what if all I say is, hi, my name's Tori Kelly?
Well, that's good enough
and
for
that's
me.
it? That's all they need to know?
No, there's
that's
more
all.
to that. What I like is the fact that you're not so far away, up the 15 freeway.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up pretty much right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Temecula area is kind of my hood, and San Diego, like, I was always drawn to San Diego.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm here, I'm like, it feels so good. Like flying in even to that San Diego airport is the best.
Right.
It's just like, I'm home. It's the best.
It's kind of crazy. Again, if you guys are not knowing, we've got artist Tori Kelly, who is, a Southern California native.
Yeah.
People would know you more so because of like your history in the past with a lot of the, music shows and things of that nature. But look at you, all grown up now. Will DeMar throw up that dub?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the new single, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so it's called Nobody Love.
Mm-hmm.
And it was produced by the amazing Max Martin, who's legendary, so it's a huge honor to even work with him. And I co-wrote it along with a writer named Sabin and then another producer named Ricard. So just the four of us, really, and it was the first song I did with Max. Because I had been writing and recording for the last year and a half, just trying to get like the right sound together for the album. And so when I ended up when the sound kind of ended up in his hands, I was like a little nervous at first.
Yeah.
Just because I think how big he is, like how successful he's been, and he's literally worked with everybody.
Is this the same guy that did the 50 Shades song for the Ellie Goulding?
I think he did. Yeah,
Wrote
I think he did that
with
song.
Tub and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Love Me Like You Do.
Right, but
Okay.
I mean, if you take it back even further, he pretty much broke Britney Spears. Like did all the NSYNC stuff. I mean, he's like the pop guy.
Yeah.
So to work with him at first, I mean, coming from such a like singer-songwriter background, I was a little bit hesitant at first, but then he completely shattered all of my doubts and was just like wanting to make the perfect song for me and something that like represented me as an artist and everything. So he was amazing, very collaborative. It was cool. It wasn't just like I walked in and like, here's your hit song.
When you say doubts, though, is it because the fact that, again, just briefly glancing bios and things of that nature, I think it mentioned like there was a point of, I don't know, called no return when you didn't advance from the one point of American Idol, or was it just kind of like, did you have doubts within yourself?
It was more so doubts of changing my sound and changing the direction a little bit, making it a little more mainstream. I think that for me was always kind of a scary thing because I knew deep down that's the style of music I wanted to do, was kind of blending like the really soulful urban world with the pop world and even like the singer-songwriter world. I kind of just grew up listening to everything. So I felt like I had the urban side down, I had the acoustic stuff down, and now I was like, okay, the missing piece is that like just pop sprinkle, and I like to call it that pop sprinkle over everything.
I think everybody has that too. They're like, they want to get somewhere, but you weren't like pissed off at the world.
No, not at all. I mean, I always took those no's and tried to flip them and make it something positive, because whenever I would get cut from a show or like I would hear a no from like a record label or something, I'd just be like, okay, there's that means there's clearly something else on this path that I'm being prepared for it now, so that so I can
I would hope so
kill it later.
Yeah, because I'm looking around yesterday just on the web, and when your name is associated, Ariana Grande, and you're being associated behind it and stuff like that, as far as the single being promoted, it's like a big deal.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
That's got to be like, I'm gonna be rich.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not even thinking about that. That's funny.
I am. I'm like, damn, woman. No, but for me, it's great to see somebody, up and comer. Well, not really an up and comer. You've been around. You're doing your thing.
Feels like it. But it still feels new at the same time. So that I think it's important to always make it feel exciting and fresh. Like I always want to feel like a new artist, even down the road. I think it's such an exciting time. Like I just want to soak it all in, and it's been really fun so far.
With that in mind, because Valentine's Day is long.
Yeah.
Is there a special loved one in the life, or is it grind, grind, grind? Mom is going like,
grind,
no,
grind.
right?
Yeah, I'm very, very focused right now on the music and everything. So yeah, we don't have to talk about that though. That's boring. That's boring stuff.
No, trust me, I get that. Yeah, well, it's good.
Yeah.
You're here today also when we're getting into a couple songs. You're going to perform that.
Yeah.
People get a chance to visually see that also, once we're done with the interview and stuff. But the song again, tell everybody what it's called.
It is called Nobody Loves.
And, the lyric video that, do you call it a lyric video?
Yeah, definitely.
It is a lyric video.
Yeah, with the graffiti and stuff, yeah.
I thought that was that's what it's going to be, because it's dope with the lyrics and everything.
Yeah, and I found out, I realized after it came out that she had to do all of that backwards.
Right.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, how in the world? But no, she's super, super talented. I think it turned out cool, though.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it's all about, in essence, kind of love and describe, the feel behind it.
Yeah, so it's definitely one of the more lighthearted, just kind of fun songs on my album, and which will be coming out this year at some point. And I think usually people are used to hearing a little deeper songs, has more lyrical meaning, maybe a little more heavy lyrically. But with this one, I wanted to just kind of put out a fun, lovey-dovey, lighthearted song, which I think is important too. I wanted to make sure I had both sides going on, so that's what this one gives.
Right, that's kind of what I was poking a little bit, because some of the lyrics in there, I was like, okay, it's either the grass greener on the other side kind of mentality, or what it is.
Yeah, I think the deeper meaning for me, like what I pull from when I'm performing live, is we're always kind of chasing the next biggest thing. In our generation, it's always about like, oh, this app or this whatever, like even now with people, just like whatever's hot in the moment, and we kind of move on to things really quickly. And so I think this song, really at the heart of it, is saying, you're so happy to have that sort of love, whether it's with maybe someone, even like someone in your family or a friend or whatever, like just that love that isn't going anywhere and is solid and is grounded. And that's kind of like the deeper hidden message that some people might not pick up on that right away, but that's kind of how that was the approach behind it when I wrote it.
As we're getting ready to really know more of Tori, talk about your background real quick, because there's do you associate more to the Puerto Rican side?
I don't play favorites, I'm definitely mixed though. I'm kind of all over the place. My dad is Jamaican and Puerto Rican, and my mom is Irish and German. Yeah. And I love learning about all the different cultures and stuff. And I've been to Ireland, which was cool. I've yet to go to Jamaica. Been to Puerto Rico. Still have to go to Germany. So I'm kind of just like wanting to travel and see all these places too. It's cool to be like, oh, I'm a part of your culture somehow. So.
Do you know the German?
Oh man.
I'm looking at you're like a walking United Nations in my book. Do you fight with yourself,
oh my gosh,
from the Puerto Rican side, because the German side is a little bit more anger than the other, or
no,
what?
It's all love. It's all love. No, I should, at this point, I should know Spanish, because I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, but it just all went out the window. I don't remember anything. If anything, like when I go visit like my grandma or something, like just spending a little bit of time with her, I feel like I know more Spanish than I did like in all 3 years. I could pick it up faster just by talking with people. Yeah. But it's hard. It's hard to learn a new language. Props to anybody who knows more than one language.
Once people get a chance to really know you and visually see the beautiful woman you are.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
And now, love to kind of get into, the aspect of the stylings of, what you do in the music. So, Joe and Tori Kelly, when you're ready,
Cool.
Yeah. So
set up?
Yeah.